already warned you, Cobalt.
Oh,
You
righty.
You were warned.
Well, I know I was warned. How's it going? Welcome to Cobalt GM, and welcome to Aether Nexus, brought to us by Absolute Tabletop. And actually, this is a playtest. This is going to be great. But welcome to the live stream, Aether Nexus, where giant mechs and high fantasy collide. Join us as we're going to be piloting these towering machines, this apparatus, and journey with us through a rich and hopefully immersive world of magic and technology. All right, but we have part of our cast of unforgettable characters. All right, let's go ahead and get some introductions out the way. In case you didn't know, I'm Cobalt GM. I will be running this thing for hopefully just 2 sessions, but maybe more. We don't know. All right, but am I missing someone? Where the heck did Alloy go?
I'm still here.
Oh, you are? Oh, dear heavens. Things just haven't updated on my screen. But Alloy, please go ahead. Introduce yourself and the knight and Vox that you are.
I don't even have my banner name written down anymore because I was waiting to find out what the consensus was for what the actual one was going to be. But hello, everyone. I am playing a Chimeru, an insect-type humanoid who is piloting the Zakaf, a Ettercap-style mecha. That is able to spawn small insect-like drones to help assist it in various ways, as well as shoot snares to incapacitate enemies at a distance.
Nice. And also we have Tonto the Tomahawk. Go ahead, introduce yourself and tell us what you can do.
Hello, my name is Tonto Tomahawk. I don't know how I got this name. It's a nickname. Don't remember how I got it. Anyways, I am playing I'm playing the Soulkin Jailer. His name is actually Incineron. He's a Caldron.
Yeah, right.
Again, Caldron are elemental beings that are they were mutated by the Nexus. And I'm playing with the apparatus, the Imp, which has teleporting shenanigans. He can teleport all across the field.
Nice. And Master Draco, please tell us a little something about your kin, your knight, your Vox, your apparatus. We'll explain all these terms later on, but go ahead.
Well, I'm a Cloven, which is a tentacled humanoid, if I remember right. My apparatus is Asunder. It is good at damage. Lots of damage. And more damage. And that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing is damaging things.
Right. Excellent indeed. We also have another player, but he will be joining us shortly. All right. Gentlemen, knights, are you ready to enter into the world of Ascara? Crickets.
Sure, why not?
Perfect.
Do I have to?
Yes, you do. This is what we're paying you no money for.
Hooray! We're paying you an exposure.
Does this go on my resume as community volunteer work?
Probably.
Is it that torturous? Dear heavens, you make it seem like I'm going to kill you or something.
The more you protest, no, the less of a volunteer thing it is.
Right.
I need you to sign my paperwork that I put in about 3 hours every Tuesdays, Wednesdays.
Most definitely. And as soon as it comes to the fax machine, I'll take a look at it.
I'll get a certificate made up so then we can all put that on our resumes.
Right. Don't worry. I'll send copies all. Make sure you sign and initial. But anyway, let us get into this because it's time for us to learn about Ascara, a broken world. And these are not my words. These are the beautiful words that have been written for us in this awesome playtest that, oh my heavens, thank you so much to Matt Click and his crew at Absolute Tabletop for letting us test this out. But it says...
We apologize if we butcher any rules.
Oh yeah.
This is very much an alpha test, so we'll put that warning right out there for everyone. This is in alpha, so rules as written are going to be more as rules as we can interpret. Until things are clarified.
Definitely. But seeing how much we love the mecha hack and seeing how this is based or powered by the mecha hack, we're definitely going to have a good time. But all right, listen up. For a long time ago, Iskara was whole, and her people prospered. Iskarans pierced the veil of reality, venturing into the ethereal, and there learned many secrets of matter and of magic. Wielding Aether, an arcane element flowing with knowledge, Iskarans entered into an age of wonder. Magic was abundant. Aether-powered technology lifted life to utopic heights, and a vast commonwealth spanned the world. Then came the Ogdra. The Iskarans were not alone within the ethereal. And there they encountered insectoid conquerors from another world. The Ogdra burrowed through void and matter to invade Iskara, fracturing the world with their emergence. The ensuing hive wars raged for centuries, fought by the etheric knights and their apparatus across both Iskara and the infinite expanse of the ethereal. By the war's end, Iskara lay broken and strewn across the void in her fragments, and the decimated Ogdra led deep into the ethereal, fading into legend. Only the apparatus, towering suits of mechanized armor powered by Aether, could withstand the onslaught of the Ogdra. Apparatus have existed in many forms over the centuries and served myriad functions in Iskara, from rugged mining machines crewed by laborers to the mighty apparatus outfitted for war and operated by valiant knights. Apparatus utilize raw Aether, allowing the operator to seamlessly tether their mind, body, and spirit to that of the machine. This symbiosis, a shared connection that passes through the ethereal itself, extends to allies as well, enabling a nexus of etheric knights to fight as a single unit. Speaking of a nexus is a squad, multiple etheric knights and their apparatus, all operating as a single symbiotic unit, tethered through the ethereal to both apparatus and their fellow knights. An etheric knight experiences the thoughts, feelings, and, in the heat of battle, trauma of their comrades. While each etheric knight acts individually, this nexus allows for telepathic communication and seamless coordination through the ethereal, rivaling the hive consciousness of the Ogdra and empowering Iskarans to combat the insectoid scourge. Beautiful words, an awesome intro to the world of Iskara and to Aether Nexus. How's it going, Typhoon 44? You with us?
Yeah, I'm still in the process of driving, but
No
I will be
problem.
doing what I can.
No problem. It's going to be great. You just go ahead and be safe, okay?
Always. Buying safe, nobody is.
So true. So true. But with that, my knights, we are going to begin this tale aboard the fragment, a large floating landmass orbiting the core sun, which was the molten core of the world of Iskara. The fragment called Eaststone, and all of you have lived here now for the bulk of your lives. All of you have trained here. You joined your individual nexuses. And though the Ogdra have fallen into legend, some even still claim it to be a myth, there are still dangers amongst the fragments of Iskara. And one of those dangers is a band of pirates. Free-tide corsairs are called in this. And the particular band of pirates that have been plaguing this area are called the Dusk Ravens. The Dusk Ravens have a particularly horrible tradition. They kill all the members of a Nexus save for one, leaving that one knight to handle the load and burden of experiencing the death of people that they were tied to through the ethereal. Increasing the pain of being a soul survivor. But as horrible as that is, these knights have now come together to form a new Nexus, both healing the pain of the loss of their previous and hopefully utilizing that pain to forge a new alliance and new Alexis to battle against the Dusk Ravens.
You said Alexis.
Awesome. Players, knights, it's a beautiful day at Eaststone. Currently, you guys are all within your apparatuses, in the hearts of these towering mechs. Some of you are wearing what's called a pilot suit. I know, actually I had another term for it, but it completely ran out of my mind.
Body condom!
All right, but either way, on the backs of your piloting suits are the umbilici that attach to the rest of your apparatuses and allows you to move them as if they were parts of your body. The Aether flowing through them and flowing through yourselves. Right now, all of your apparatuses are kneeling. Some people have gathered together, some villagers, Cloven, Bofarog, have come to watch you all practice and train. There's only two issues. One, it seems as if the knight that's piloting the Dragoon has yet to reestablish a connection between him and his apparatus. But he's working on it. And also, there's one more member of your Nexus that has yet to arrive. She is actually coming by the way of Ferric, another fragment not too far away from Eaststone. There is a nice sky ship, pretty much a sky ferry, that's able to go from Eaststone to Ferric, but Ferric is a mining town, and so it really depends on your purpose for going there. But there's also these other smaller floating boulders that, if these knights were daring enough, they will be able to hop on from boulder to boulder to boulder to boulder, floating through this ethereal that will allow them to quickly get to Ferric if there ever so be a need. But right now, 3 of these knights are getting ready to train. Alloy, Tonto, Master Draco.
Boy.
Test your flux for initiative.
That's the reflux, you say?
Not yet. But hopefully that will be coming up, depending on what I'm about to eat. Well, let's see these results. Simply roll a d20 and you're trying to get underneath your flux stat.
I succeeded.
As did I.
How's that so?
I go last.
Interesting. Oh, right. Nice. Huh. Let me see, because right now I believe I'm having some oh, wait. Yes, it works. It still works. I'm so glad. I was having a couple of technical issues. But either way, with that, Alloy, remind me of the name of your Vox, as a matter of fact.
Oh, Zakath.
Nice. So, Zakath, the Ethercath, please actually describe your apparatus one more time for us.
So Ethercaps, as far as the artwork shows, are large, bulbous, torsoed beings with 3 arms and several crawling, spider-like drones on the exterior of them. They are a pale design with a head in the very center of the body. Very insect-looking.
Ah, nice. All right. And as soon as your Ethercat begins to rise to its legs, rise to its feet, a couple of the people, the villagers nearby, some begin to cheer, some begin to go, yeah, while others begin to actually shirk back in fear, seeing how weird the design is and how much it kind of reminds them of some of the tales and horror stories they heard of the Ogdra. But as you rise, so too does the Sunderer, as well as the Imp types of apparatuses. Tell me, Zakath, what do you do?
Well, do we have any targets, or are we just like? I know you said we're like practicing right now.
This is definitely the true. What is happening right now is you guys are getting ready to go for sparring. Don't worry, it doesn't change any of your rolls, but the damage will still be kind of listed. All right.
All right. Well, for schnitz and giggles, we'll start with summoning some swarms.
Ah.
For that, I will be testing my Nexus die, which is a D10.
Mm-hmm.
And pass or fail, I generate a Legion dice. I'm fine. I now add D4 to the damage reduced and D4 to the damage I hand out.
Right.
Although it doesn't specify if that's in like close combat or ranged combat, unless I missed that under the Legion dice rules.
All right. Ask that question one more time for me.
So Legion dice, does that specify it's just close combat, or is it like all damage dice?
We're gonna say all damage dice.
Excellent.
All right. And so immediately, pop, 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 pop. They seemed at first to be like designs on the back of your apparatus, but they are actually drone units that pop off, and now they're like little white spiders that are both crawling upon you and around you and on the floor, and they're getting ready to attack whatever you attack and defend you when you are attacked. So, your first action was launching your drones. What's your next?
I will step away from them just to get a little bit of distance between me and them.
Okay.
And you only get 2 turns or 2 actions every turn, right?
Yeah, most definitely. Right now, you guys are all within near range of one another. All right. Slowly circling. Immediately, your drones begin popping off. And you're just going to circle, and that's about it?
Well, not circle, but spread out, just so I'm not, like, immediately getting attacked by both the fuckers.
Gotcha. You just want to keep out of close range, correct?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
All right. Well, you already are, so you're good. Next up. Tonto, remind me of your Vox.
My box? You mean my title? Or are you talking about my apparatus?
I'm talking about your Vox. Oh, you are Jailer, right? Jailer?
I'm a jeller, yeah, or jailer.
Jeller. All right. And so, Jeller. All right.
Jellar.
In the imp frame, in the imp apparatus. All right. Yes, you're piloting the smallest one. All right, but that doesn't make you any less dangerous.
Oh, it just means I'm a little bit harder to hit. I'm a
Most.
little bit more agile, a little bit more unpredictable.
This is true. Right now, your lowcaster is loaded up with effectively paintballs. But tell me, what do you do, Jeller?
Well, as my apparatus starts to fire up, as I am Keldron, or Keldron, my imp actually reflects that, and fire shoots out the side of its shoulder blades.
Nice.
And seeing the Aether cap get ready by launching its nice little swarm, I figure I'm gonna get a bit of a distance. So I'm gonna Aether step. All right. Bloop. So that means I am testing my Nexus die. And I'm fine.
Oh, definitely. All right.
And so yeah, I go to far range and I'm gonna wait to see what all happens here. Because I'm at a far enough range from the both of them.
Awesome. All right. As soon as the calf begins launching his swarm, you're like, forget this, and immediately step to the side. A slight portal opens up, and in the distance, the other end of that portal begins to emerge, and you slip through it, immediately causing there to be a far distance between you and the others of this new Nexus that is slowly being formed. Next up, Master Draco. You are a male as your Vox, and you're piloting the Sunderer. What do you do?
Well, because these things match our body movement, I'm gonna do like the cool, like off the back bounce onto the feet.
Ah, yes. All right. That's still not really an action, but I love what you're describing, right? As you go ahead getting ready to fight, bouncing onto your feet, getting ready to knock some heads, maybe. Tell me, what do you do next?
I guess I'll take my step back and kind of springing back and forth on my feet and see how this goes.
Okay. So, moving at all, or just kind of staying in place and just keeping alert?
Well, I'm gonna move a little back a little bit, but yeah.
Gotcha. Are you also moving to far distance away from everyone? Nah? Okay. Then we cycle right back around.
Excellent.
Zakat, what do you do?
I'm going to activate my Aether Snare, and I'm aiming it at Draco's character.
Is able
so
to...
This is, test flux, and if he's within far range, then he can take D6 points of damage if I succeed.
Oh!
Oh, it'll also be an additional D4 with the Swarmling.
Oh!
And with a 5, that succeeds.
Sounds good. All right. So, describe it for me.
Basically, I bring two of my hands together, and you can see like this web-like material start to materialize between it. I raise my hands up, create a giant ball, and just launch it at him, double-handed.
Ah! All right. The webbing goes ahead and attaches to his apparatus, and immediately your swarm began going along the lines. Roll damage.
Oh, also, attacks after this have advantage against him for until the next one.
Oh, wow. This is devastating.
8 points of damage.
I will use 2 of my shield dice.
Please do.
Nice. He didn't break any of them, and he took all the damage. I still believe the attacks have advantage against you, though, regardless.
No problem. That is the way I'm reading it.
Oh, and target cannot take move actions, and attacks against it have advantage.
Oh.
And now I must test my Nexus dice. I forgot that part.
Okay. And so not only did you web a connection to him, but you also webbed him to the ground, preventing him from moving from his current position. That is a dangerous ability. Wow. Okay. Oh, man. This is incredible. Okay. Up next. Jeller, what do you do?
Well, seeing the Aether cap go after the other one and nailing them down to the ground, I could go for the easy target, but you know what? I'm looking at that web like,
Hey, you calm the fuck down.
Don't you tell him what to do.
Like, he'd listen regardless.
You have a good point there.
So bringing up my shield, I'm just gonna use it as like think of it like an armrest while I bring up the lowcaster, aim my shot, and I'm taking my shot at the Aether cap. And because I did my Aether step, my first attack is made with advantage.
Oh! Well, remember, we are using Avribot, so effectively roll dis.
Yes.
Right. Awesome. And so as soon as you step out your portal, assess the situation. You go ahead, aim that loadcaster.
2.
Oh, do you want to describe how your paint explodes against this Aether cap?
No, serenade me.
Stepping out of the ethereal. And just like you said, bringing your lowcaster up to bear, resting it onto your buckler. Right? You look down sights to see the Aether cap in the distance, pulling and tugging at this web, locking down the Sunderer. And even though your apparatus doesn't have eyes, it actually has these vents that is expelling certain energy. One of it kind of flares and turns off, giving the impression that your imp winks, before finally pulling the trigger and launching that painted load across the battlefield and splashing against the Aether cap. What color is your paint, Jeller?
The color of this paint is rainbow. That's all sorts of different colors. It's a very prismatic kind.
Gross.
I know, right? So,
Roll the damage.
and because this is the first time I'm dealing damage to this target, I get to roll an extra damage die.
What?
So it's, yeah, 2d10.
Wow.
I will spend 2 shield dice to defend against this, because that fucking sucks. 6, and my Legion die. If I could spell it all, 2d8 plus F4.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think an F4 would get me much.
Don't worry, you can do it.
I'll take 2 of those points of damage, sir. And
Ooh.
I think you have to roll a 1 in order to lose a dice, right? It's not 1 or 2.
Yes, you have to roll 1.
Okay, so I still have my my Legion dice.
Nice.
Legion dice actually break on max.
Oh, they do?
Shields break on max,
Yes, shield
Yes.
die will break on max.
which I didn't roll either max on those. So
Yeah. And so, go ahead.
2 points of damage to me.
Oh boy. Well, since
Mhm.
it's also a ranged weapon, I'm just gonna keep going.
Oh, you're going to do another attack option?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Doesn't that invoke penalties though, like reduce your damage die or something?
With the range, it will reduce my damage die. Yes.
Yeah, the light weapon property.
Yep. But it does allow me to attack more than once per turn.
There we go. And so,
Oh.
you keep on pulling the trigger. Go ahead.
Now, this one won't be made with advantage, but we'll do it anyways, and it's making it. 1d8. For an additional 6 points.
Mmm.
And we will test me Nexus die. As I
Sounds
did
good.
duplicate the action.
Perfect.
Okay, well, gonna use those 2 shield dice I used before, as well as my Legion again.
And we're fine.
All right. Tell me this. How does that look? Could you describe how somehow your apparatus shields itself from the incoming rainbow paintballs?
I have a giant mantlet with me.
So-
It's literally a wall of logs with spikes on it. But I rolled triple 1s on all of those.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm not looking so hot. I'm looking pretty colorful at the moment.
It is all right. Okay, they'll be able to taste the rainbow in just a second. All right, good turn. Good turn. Emil, Sunderer. Right now you have these. Oh, Alloy, what color is your webbing? I didn't want to assume that was purple.
We'll go with purple.
All right. You have these purple etheric webs wrapped around your sun drawer, anchoring you to the ground. You have these little swarm spider drones crawling about you, doing just a little bit of like scratches, really, because this is just a sparring. But tell me, what do you do?
I'm not gonna actually deal with that just yet. I'm gonna, because we have made this build, and someone's already wrecking another dude. Battle analysis on the imp.
Oh
boy.
As though, even though the Sunderer is sitting here, I'd be trying to pull free, his head turns over to see the imp firing rainbow rounds across the battlefield, and immediately you focus in. The head-up display activates and begins to relay to you statistical information that you'll be able to definitely use to do something against it. Your next action?
So that's my Nexus check, is 5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, still good.
And then will proceed to use my lodestar and attack him.
Aha!
Sir, this was our fight.
It's like, go ahead and tear your hand free, grab your lowcaster, and angle it over there at the imp.
And I do get advantage on my attacks.
Oh, nice. Do that roll.
Under my Nexus, or my stone.
Yes. Well, actually, your flux for range
Or
attacks.
flux.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep, it's still under. That's 12.
Awesome! Roll damage.
And I get an additional damage die.
Oh. And what color is your paint? You said pink?
Pink.
Pink it is.
We'll go pink.
Finally made it in the driveway. I'll be right back.
No problem.
He's
And
gonna be back just in time to wipe the floor with whatever's remaining.
let's see. Yeah, I'm going to use 4 of my shield die for this one.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wow.
The shield dice have really been dropping the ball tonight.
Oh, that they have. So I will be taking about, what is that? 5?
5 points of damage, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I will continue my attack.
All
'cause
right.
I have the light property on mine.
Mm-hmm. Attack again. Test your Nexus.
And I still have advantage on my attack.
Nice.
And then I'll text my Nexus real quick.
Man, so you are just offloading on this imp, pelting him with pink all over his slightly smaller apparatus.
It drops a damage die, but I still get I deal 1 additional damage die. To the end of your next turn, attacks against the target have advantage and deal 1 additional damage die.
So the damage is the same.
No, because of the light property, I had to drop from a D12 to a D10.
Oh no!
The horror.
Technically 2d10 because I still got that additional damage die.
Again. Oh no!
Oh, man.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use all my shield die for this one.
Let's see what happens.
And I break one, but I
Don't take any damage.
don't take any damage.
Oh, heavens. All right. Tonto, do you want to describe how somehow despite the fact of him pretty much going full auto on you with this pink paint, you somehow managed to deflect and block all of it with your buckler.
Well, I can see where the shots are now incoming after he fired his first volley, so this one's a little bit easier to predict.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, he did knock my shield out of my hand.
Oh.
Which only leaves me with my armor at this point.
Mm-hmm. Most
the shield is still functional as a weapon. It's the armor's not looking so hot on it, which is concerning considering this is effectively paintball.
Right? But definitely. Somehow you managed to get through with that onslaught. All right, jump to the side, jump over, flip, because you are in the imp and it is incredibly agile. But that means we're right back to the top of the initiative order with you, Zakaf, in the Aether cap.
Yeah, I'm going to try another web snare. But this time I'm aiming for the imp this time. I don't like how fast he can move.
Well, immediately another set of arms launches from the Aether cap.
Damn, I failed.
Oh no, it's able to even dodge your webs?
Hey, I throw a ball of it at people. I'm not surprised somebody can dodge it.
Right.
But I do not lose my Nexus die. However, I am going to use one of my abilities to burn my Nexus die down by 1 and get to make an additional action. And I'm going again for another shot at him.
Oh.
Fool me once.
Oh.
Yes!
Yes! Crit 1!
So that is double the damage dice, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'll roll my Nexus die real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Which is only a D8 now. But I'm good. So that will be once I figure out how to use my fingers again.
That's all right. Use your fingers and don't forget your swarm.
I already was putting that in there. Also, advantages or attacks have advantage against him, and he cannot take move actions on his next turn.
Okay.
Stop it!
No.
Wouldn't you only have 3d6? I thought you were down your shield.
I have 5 on mine.
Mm.
Because I took heavy armor.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. So even though this etheric web had just splashed onto your imp, anchoring you to the ground somewhat, you are still able to duck, weave, and get your forearms up, as well as what's left of your buckler, to start deflecting as much of the damage that is coming off of these webs. Awesome attack. Now you have 2 of them webbed up.
Well, Draco's wears off at the end of my turn.
Ah! So that's that sound that we're hearing in the distance of the snapping of your etheric webs.
I was hoping to be able to hit both of them.
Oh, man. But Imp! That leaves it to you, Jeller.
Well, since I'm webbed down, I can't really do much.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's actually going to affect my ability to do a maneuver.
Mm.
Well, actually, that brings the question, because I could just sort of teleport everywhere.
So the question is, even though right now you're locked down via etheric webs, can you still blink step?
That would be the question, because I'm not exactly moving. I'm just sort of blinking.
The phrasing is the target cannot take move actions. So if your maneuver is classified as a move action, you would not be able to.
Yeah, it's considered a maneuver, not exactly a move action, but it does says move to X location within far range.
I kind of want to say it has the word move in it, so you're SOL.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? All right, for this playtest, let's go ahead and just have you test your Aether with disadvantage.
Yeah, we could do that.
Most definitely. You do that, and you manage to somehow overcharge your Aether reactors and actually teleport through the ethereal out of the webbing you're currently in to a different location.
And this is where I get to use one of my abilities, my kin abilities.
Oh.
If I fail a test, I'm forcibly downgrading my Nexus die and having it succeed instead.
Oh.
So I go from my D10 Nexus die down to a D8. So that test is now a success.
Oh. And so you go ahead and you pull and you tug up against these etheric webs before finally you take a moment. Your apparatus puts its hands together and there's a flash of color before the webs just fall down to the brown rock of the battlefield. But that's your first action. What do you do next?
Well, since I did that, I'm going to use my Aether step. I'm going to back up further.
Oh.
So I'm now at a real far distance for the both of them.
Hey,
Well,
it's far, man. All right.
Well, I go further now, so I would be considered what, distant?
Well, and out of the fight, yes.
Oh, how big is this arena? Not that big?
No, I put it like this. If you go any further, you have two options. You can either fall off the fragment, or you can start treading into the town and knocking over buildings and scaring the people.
Oh man, that sounds like it would be fun, but not for this. So yeah, I'm just going to reposition, actually. Still be within far distance.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay. The Sunderer. Emil, what do you do?
I can get back to dealing with the spider guy.
Uh-huh. Now that you've broken free of these etheric webs, all right, his purple webbing, and you get the last of it off of you. You also look over to where the imp was, and the imp is now gone. Somewhere else, but the pile of webs is still over there in the distance.
Before I do my shots at him, I will activate my Devastator.
Oh?
Yeah, so until the end of your next turn, you have advantage on all tests made to attack and disadvantage on all tests made to avoid attacks.
Oh, nice.
Which I guess in this doesn't really apply because we're just hitting. Since it's PvP, which the rules don't normally support.
This is true.
We don't really roll to avoid attacks. Basically, if we hit, we hit.
Yeah, at the moment.
All right. Well, I got 4 hit points left. I'm pretty well fucked.
We will see. Avra has pulled your fat out the fire before.
Rarely.
True. So you said you activate your Devastator. Do you want to describe what that looks like with your Sunderer?
I'm gonna say it's like I just stomp in a shock wave and then I absorb the shock.
Nice. Okay. And let me see, what do the dice do?
I got an 8.
Oh.
It's okay. It's 1 point, dude.
Yeah, but you can make a second attack yet, can't you?
Yeah, I will.
Oh, there it is. And I'm sorry, which attack are you using? Are you using your Loadcaster, or did you...
Loadcaster.
Got you.
Okay, my Legion take it all.
So immediately as this globule of pink fluid is flying towards the Aether cap, protect me, my swarm!
Save me, my spider! Save me!
Four of them interlock.
I'm in danger!
4 of these little spider drones interlock to form a quick shield before getting blasted apart. And there's little pink spiders falling all over the place.
Well, remember, that's a Legion die, so it goes down if you know, I roll a 1, not...
So the max or...
I suppose that's another thing that's going to have to get clarified, too. And also, now that I think about it earlier, I did roll a 1, so technically I wouldn't have that dice.
It's going to be all right. We're going to keep on going. All right, and yes, a 1 that does mean your Nexus die. I mean, this is your Nexus check, correct?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, a 1 means it downgrades to a 4.
Okay.
Okay.
If I can survive his Nexus going down, I might live.
2 points of damage this time.
Okay.
Oh,
See
boy.
what I tell you? All right. You're fine.
Again, I was already at like 4 hit points when he started shooting me.
Uh-huh. And guess what? It is back to you. What do you do?
I'm a web him.
I got a web. I'm going to use it. Okay.
An 8 will hit.
Definitely. And so while he's sitting here at a distance pelting you with these pink balls, you go ahead and lob a purple blob of etheric webs his way, webbing him back in place where he was. What is going to be your next action?
Well, so he'll take the damage 4, and I am going to test my dice to bring my Legion dice back.
So we'll use 2 shield dice.
Use those 2 shield die.
I'm only at a D8 now.
Oh. Wow.
And my Legion dice is back.
Okay. Oh. Forgive me, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. Oh, Kitty, you are rotten on the inside. Please move. Oh.
A likely story.
Okay. Yeah. Listen, anyone watching this, the stream, if you ever endured a cat fart, it's horrible. But moving on. Who's doing what? I got disoriented by the cat gas.
Well,
Well,
I
so
just blocked the attack.
Oh. You blocked the attack?
Yeah,
Well-
I got shielded it.
yeah, he didn't take any damage, but he
But-
still can't move and attacks have advantage on him. So
Definitely, definitely. All right. And that is your last action, correct?
yes.
Imp. Jeller, what do you do?
I think the other cap needs a few more shots in it.
Hey, fuck off!
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave you for a moment because I need to pelt some shots into to the other guy.
The only thing I have done is slowed you guys down, and everyone else is taking like 2 shots a turn, and I'm everybody. It's because I'm a bug, isn't it? This is discrimination.
I've got crowd control. It's a problem.
Not when I'm on
bugging
your
me.
side, it won't be. I will
So-
eventually be everybody else's problem.
Alright, so this attack is being made with advantage since I Aether stepped the last time, so my next attack is made with advantage.
Mmm.
And who's
And
this
that makes it. That's at the other one.
There you go.
Yeah, it's against the Sunderer, yep.
Yeah, which you already would have had advantage on him.
Mm.
2d10 damage, it's 12.
Alright, I use 3d6.
Mm.
I'll take 1 point of damage. Wow.
Oh.
That was a good roll.
Very good.
And then we'll Aether step again.
So you're just going to be bouncing and teleporting all around the battlefield, huh?
Yeah, I'm just blinking everywhere.
Still keeping far distance away, correct?
Yep. Ooh.
Mm.
Next attack goes down again.
I can just outweight them.
Yes, I just got to last. I just got to last.
As long as I'm not the first to go down, I'll be happy. And I believe Typhoon's back now too. So if he wanted to hop in on this, I think he just has to roll for initiative now that we've got the Sunderer to go, and then we're back to the top. So
Mm-hmm.
So my turn.
I would say yes.
Definitely. Go for it. What are you going to do, Sunderer?
Well, Devastator says until the end of your next turn, so I still think it's activated.
Agreed.
So we'll press on with my attacks, but I will actually use my Cloven ability, which when you make
Oh,
a test, you can choose roll it with disadvantage. If you
okay.
succeed, upgrade your Nexus die.
Oh,
So because I have advantage already, it's just going to cancel out, so it'll be a straight roll.
okay. Oh, yes. What was it? Escara's Lament. Yeah.
That is a fail on my flux.
Mm.
But that is okay because I have the light weapon property, and I will do it again.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
this might shut me down, or I might get my Nexus back up.
we will see.
Okay, that's a success. My Nexus die goes up back to a D6. But I also got to roll.
I'm guessing this is aimed at me, right?
Yeah, but I got to roll my Nexus real quick.
Yeah. Finish him.
I just got back. Let's see if I keep it. I keep it. Right, and then D10 for damage.
Okay. And so,
that is
oh,
10.
max damage?
I am using all of my dice.
And then
Swarm, protect me!
I also have a Shatter Fist ability. When you deal damage, you can roll your Nexus die once and add that result to your damage.
That's assuming I don't absorb all of it. 21! I did lose 1 point of shield, though. I broke a shield dice. But I don't think you'll be able to roll high enough.
We will see.
Well, no, because it'll be.
It's mathematically impossible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah.
All right, no problem. Typhoon, you with us? Okay, he ain't with us yet. No problem.
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you now. Awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, that is great because guess what? While they are not really beating the stuffing out of just yet,
I feel like I'm getting the brunt of it, if I'm being honest.
yeah, you are. You are. Let's just be honest. All right, Typhoon. You are actually with the you're the Vox Roulette. All right, piloting the Dragoon apparatus. And just as you finally have established that connection to your Dragoon, as you were getting ready to jump into the fray, that is when you notice that the bystanders that were off in the distance watching you guys train, they are pointing off of the south face of the fragment that you guys are training on. And they seem to be a bit spooked, anxious. You can't help but to turn around, and you do see off in the distance a plume of smoke rising from the fragment of the ferric mine.
Okay.
Given the distance, you can't see the details of what's happening, but that type of smoke, you've been in enough battles to know that something very bad is happening there. What do you tell the rest?
My memory.
Go ahead.
Real quick.
Mm-hmm.
If I recall right, this apparatus is supposed to have flight capability.
This is true.
Okay. We are all linked, so I'm immediately yelling at them, hey, trouble over here, jumping, going into flight, and heading towards the smoke.
Ah. Knights. Immediately you hear within your minds the call of roulette, bringing all of your attention not on yourselves, but on the plume of smoke off in the distance coming from Ferric. As soon as you guys all stop and see that plume of smoke, you also see Roulette's Dragoon leap off of the fragment and transform from its humanoid robotic mode into that of seemingly a flying dragon. A blue pulse of energy from his thrusters causes it to shoot off and fly towards the distant fragment of ferric. Tell me, a male, Master Draco, what do you do?
I guess now that the sparring session's over and our guy has finally woke up, I'd go get my actual non-sparring weapons
Right.
and follow suit.
Your Sunderer goes ahead and labors over to pretty much a hangar of types. It was once this beautiful hall, but unfortunately it fell into ruin during the Hive Wars. But a more updated mechanized hangar has been built within the ruined structure. You're able to go in there and immediately Aether-powered arms begin moving, removing the plates of armor that you were using for sparring, replacing them with your actual combat-ready heavy armor, your gauntlet, and a loadcaster armed with real load.
Giggity.
Yes!
That's sexual.
Oh, stop it.
Casting my load on ya.
All right, you begin to immerse in the hangar as the other guys are going in to get their real heavy armor and various armaments attached.
Ah, yes, this mantlet was only my training mantlet. I now have a real spiky shield wall.
Exactly. Zakaf, it kind of hits you as immediately you're getting all of your armaments on that your sister, Kasadi, was at Ferric. She was supposed to be meeting you guys here at Eaststone by way of Ferric, and she may be there now.
Well, then it's time to do the bug down boogie and head on over.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Yeah, you come charging out of the hangar. Jeller. You get the fresh buckler, the proper load in your loadcaster. Do I have to start saying load a whole lot just to get it out of your system?
I don't think it's gonna help.
No, it's not.
Load.
No, you're just gonna have to cast it a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna also get my Nexus recharged again.
Definitely. That sounds great. And so immediately, your imp, even though smaller than the others, flashes with etheric energy. Your Coradian core begins to power and churn even faster and faster and faster, allowing your imp to just get out of there. And you guys all run to the edge of the fragment, and you're able to see these boulders almost forming a bridge going all the way towards Ferric. Because unfortunately, the imp frame, the Sunderer, and also the Ettercap, they do not have flight capabilities.
Who needs to fly? I'm just gonna blink between the islands.
I'm gonna make chains using my legion of spider robots and just walk across those.
I love it. I love it. Okay.
Fall on the other cap.
Just like walking a tightrope made out of little spider bots.
I think that's brilliant. And we're going to get right back to that. But Typhoon, Roulette, in your Dragoon frame, currently in Aether Wing mode, you begin to approach Ferric. You're approaching it from this angle where you're able to see that it is currently under siege. Now, you can fly in immediately without the rest of your Nexus, but as you're getting closer and closer to Ferric, you're starting to feel the loss of the connection with your new Nexus.
Yep. Not flying in.
Mm-hmm.
Flying close enough to get numbers and tactical information and backing away.
Sounds good. As you're making your scouting run, making sure to keep out of line of sight, go ahead and test your Aether. Roll that D20. You want to get under 10.
Oh, shit.
Mm.
Don't like me tonight.
These
That's not
things,
fair.
these things happen. All right, but as you're arcing by, you're only able to see the smoke, the explosions. You're able to see a few of the defending apparatus falling and blowing up. You're unable to get a sight of how many numbers of enemies are there.
Okay.
Immediately you begin to make your way back, but seeing how you're able to fly, you don't have to worry about the very thin spider web chain, but you begin to rejoin your Nexus, flying with them as they are hopping from boulder to boulder to make their way towards Ferric.
Whatever's attacking, it's pretty big. I'm watching other suits fall. I couldn't get an eye on what it is doing it, but we got trouble, boys.
Definitely, definitely. Email, Sunderer, what do you say to that?
Working on it.
Slow.
Right, you go ahead, hit that control stick as you begin flying alongside of them, as you're actually able to see this incredible amount of teamwork from the spider swarm that's coming off the Aether cap. As they flow off of his apparatus, they begin to shoot these little webs in between them, and they form these bridges between these slowly floating and drifting boulders.
Pig, spider pig.
It's spider bug, thank you.
And while these are forming these impromptu bridges, these boulders are still floating and moving in this. It's actually called the flux. The combination of landmasses, these fragments, and these other smolder boulders that are flowing, seemingly not in any type of pattern, makes it, even though you're walking across these bridges made from etheric webs, a little bit hard to navigate. That means, Ettercat.
Yes.
Thunderer. Test your flux in order to stay on these bridges.
Oh, my death.
I believe that's like my second highest stat.
Imp, aka Jeller. All right. I need you to test your flux as well, because even though you're able to teleport to these boulders, these things are still moving. You're not landing on a flat, stable surface. You're landing on spitting balls of rock.
I didn't make mine.
I did.
Okay.
Missed mine by 1.
All right.
Missed mine by 2.
The cap, as soon as you make it across one of your web bridges to a somewhat stable boulder, immediately you are able to feel a little bit of fear swell up within the minds of Amel and Jeller.
Would I possibly be able to use the Legion bugs to kind of catch them and prevent them from falling, or even my web ability?
No, they failed their check, so they're dead. Okay, guys, thank you for joining us at Aether Nexus. I'm joking. I would never do that.
You know, it's funny because Steve was like, "Oh, I sense a TPK coming on."
Well, what type of GM do you think I am? I would never just go ahead and just TPK y'all like that. Especially not during travel. No, I wouldn't do that.
You're tempted.
Shh, they don't know.
I'm pretty sure some of them have figured it out.
All right, but yes, Imp, Jeller. All right, you immediately emerge from the ethereal and you land on this rock and you realize, wait a minute, why is everything sideways when all of a sudden you come off of the rock and begin to plummet? Sunderer, you leapt off of this bridge onto one of the other boulders, but under your immense weight, it shatters and you end up falling through it. Ettercat, you have a choice to make. You can try to web one by testing your flux with disadvantage, or you can focus all of your attention on one and roll with advantage. What do you do?
You know what? I think the big guy needs help the most. The other one can teleport and shit.
Yes, I
can. Oh, he's fine as he's falling forever. Okay.
No, it's not forever. He'll reach that molten core sooner or later.
This is true.
So that's a 7. to rescue the Sunderer.
Oh, nice. Describe how you rescue him, please.
Immediately, all of the spider drones that were making the chain, like, just let go and start plummeting downwards and linking up as they're going.
Mhm.
I will use my stare ability to give them a little bit extra length and some sproing, so that when they grab him, it, like, bungees him back up.
Nice.
You're gonna Gwen Stacy him?
Hey, as long as he doesn't snap in half, it's not a Gwen Stacy.
So I'm bungeeing back up towards the rock.
That's the goal, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If we're gonna go with this, let's make this even more cinematic.
Oh? How so?
I'm going to use that momentum to push the rock that he's standing on to start repelling it to the fucking area we need to get to.
Right? So he shoots the webs, catches you, it begins to stretch, and you're going to go ahead and mentally tell him through the Aether, hey, hold on. And you're like, I'm holding on to you. And all of a sudden, here you go zooming up towards the asteroid the Ettercap is standing on. Zakap, you see him rushing up underneath towards this rock that you're standing on, and you immediately know his intention.
Oh, no.
Before that collision happens, Jeller, right now you're spiraling through the flux, getting ready to crash into another asteroid. You're getting ready to Aether step to another rock, but seeing how everything is spinning, you might miss. Go ahead and test your flux again.
And I make it.
All right, as you're spiraling going towards one of these floating rocks, you are able to just slip directly into the Aether right before colliding with it, and then landing face first onto one of the other boulders that forms the bridge that leads to Ferric. As your imp is getting up and onto its feet, you hear the sound of shattering stone, and you're able to see the Ettercap and the Sunderer flying over you in this arc going towards Ferric. That's your Nexus. All right. As Zakav, the pilot, the night pilot of the Ettercap, is screaming, and as a male, the night pilot of the Sunderer is probably going, yeah!
I'm more amazed that it worked.
Right? Oh, man. Roulette, pilot of the Typhoon. All right, what are you doing as you're watching your Nexus come up with creative ways of heading towards Ferric?
Wishing I had a microwave and popcorn in the cockpit with me. This is getting entertaining. I'll just keep buzzing around them.
Most definitely. You guys kind of land on one of the larger stones, and you're almost to the backside of Ferric. And you're now able to see that on the other side of this fragment, you're kind of almost able to make out a massive skyship. This one is not meant for just transporting goods. This one has been painted black on purpose. It is loaded with cannons, and a full-fledged assault is happening on Ferric. Another explosion, and the parts of another apparatus go scattering off to the sides. But you realize that if you do not get to Ferric soon, it may be too late. And all of the radishes that were there, keeping this place safe, may be lost. Aside from the Flying Dragoon, I need the rest of you to test your flux one more time.
Yeah, I'm still fine.
Oh, I'm not.
Hell, you.
Say that again, Typhoon.
What the hell, you two?
Don't just watch, help!
Sort of spider web.
Definitely. The imp is able to slip into the Aether one more time and emerge with a front flip and land gracefully onto the actual fragment of Ferric. But as he turns around, Ettercap, Sunderer, You guys are getting ready to land on this fragment that seemed perfectly positioned for you guys to land on, and then it was just another hop to Ferric till it decided just to move out of the way, allowing you guys to really feel the weight of gravity and begin to plummet.
Well, of course, I want to try and spider my way out of this.
Definitely. Roulette, Typhoon, do you want to try to do anything?
Oh, are either one of them small enough I could do a flyby and give them something to grab hold of?
Maybe the Aether cap. The Sunderer, it may be dragging you down into the core sun with it.
Aether cap it is then. He's the only one that I can, risk it on. I'll do a flyby and yell, grab on.
I guess I will, but I'm gonna do something stupid again.
I like stupid, all right? Stupid is entertaining. Give us the stupid.
Do we have any more clumps of rock lower down, like in the way, or is he like setting straight into the abyss at this point?
There are a few other rocks in the way.
Okay, I'm gonna send the Legion bugs with him, and they're basically gonna latch onto his arms and just like increase his area to grab stuff.
Oh, you effectively gave him like, what was it, Kratos' weapons, right? Anyway, Dragoon.
Effectively, yes.
All right. In your Aether Wing form, you do a flyby over the Aether Cap, allowing it to shoot out its etheric webs, attach itself to you, and you fly over to the backside of Ferric. I think I used Ferric one too many times. Either way, you can transform into your night mode, land on Ferric, and then you'll be anchored and be able to utilize your strength to pull up the Aether Cap.
That would be the generalized idea.
Most definitely.
Help.
Dragoon, test your stone.
Okay, and that is 14. Okay, under 14. Come on, be nice to me. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yep.
Yes, it worked. Yes, it succeeded. All right, you do land on Ferric. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Your Aether Wing, or the jet mode, effectively, of your Dragoon transforms, lands. Its feet begin to sink into the rock as you grab the etheric webs with both hands and begin to yank up the Aether Cap. Zakaf, before you get pulled onto Ferric, you launch your swarm over at Sunderer, who is slowly falling into the distance. They attach and immediately begin to become these weights at the end of his fists, attached by these glowing purple etheric webs. Sunderer, you see a couple of stones that you might be able to latch onto. Go ahead, and now with your extended reach, test your flux with advantage.
Can I make another cinematic choice here?
Yes, I love cinematic choices. What are you trying to do?
Right. So they're on both arms, so I'm going to attach to two rocks so I can kind of do that Spider-Man thing where he's like
the slingshot
and slingshot myself.
Ah,
that is my shtick.
You gave him the webs, man. He's gonna use them.
You're welcome.
Yeah!
Of course he would. Of course.
Perfect.
Using your shtick, he does it better than you.
I do.
I won't even say I did my shockwave, my devastator, to make it even more epic.
Of course you can. So on the back side of the fragment of Ferric, all right, on this huge floating landmass, Imp, Jeller, you've been there. You're waiting for the rest of your Nexus to show up, when all of a sudden you get that feeling from Sunderer that he's getting too far away, almost to the point of breaking the Nexus. And if you can't feel him, you won't be able to access that energy that his Sunderer is able to provide the rest of you. As that feeling begins to set in, you begin to have those memories of what happened to your previous Nexus. The cannons that you're able to hear from the attacking sky ship behind you. They're the same cannons that decimated your previous Nexus. Next to you, the Dragoon, Roulette. He's pulling up the Aether cap. Is able to get onto the fragment, but even though you're aware of this, even though you feel them through the Aether, your thoughts are going to seeing your previous Nexus, loved ones, brothers in arms, being ran through, beheaded, broken. But then immediately, that trauma is snapped out when all of a sudden you see a flash of purple as seemingly 2 lengths of etheric webs attached to 2 of the floating boulders down below. And now you see this massive Sunderer frame flying towards the lot of you before he just shoots up, causing a huge gust of wind. This massive thing that's not meant for acrobatics or gymnastics still manages to do this front flip and land behind the lot of you with an impressive shockwave. A cloud of dust washes over all of you, and once again, the strength of your guys' connection through the Nexus is restored.
I'll take those
Dust
back.
off my shoulder.
Back, just
Yeah, I'll just kind of hold my hand out and watch the spider bots come back towards me. I'll take those.
Mm-hmm. All right, with that, they go ahead, crawl upon the body, the frame of your apparatus, and lock back into place and recharge because they had a hard day already.
I know, it's only been 10 minutes.
But with that, with the Nexus together, you guys are on the back side of Ferric. On the front side, a war is effectively being waged. Cannons, loadcasters are being fired.
We must hurry. My sister was supposed to be here.
With that, you guys, as one unit, as one mind, effectively begin to rush over there. But before we get into that fight, it is time for a little break.
Excellent. I need to refill my water.
Most definitely. Oh, say that again.
Your spot?
Say that again.
I'm doing the. Is your sister hot?
Oh,
She is also kangaroo.
I'm not speciest.
Well, I'll look very similar. So, do you find me attractive? As I give him kind of like a knowing nudge.
Pretty sure you get all the bitches.
Well, Cloven, you like bug girls? Huh?
I just said I'm not speciest.
So that's a yes. Yay!
One of my Japanese animes.
Well, we will find out how deep we go into insect perversion when we come back from this break. All right, guys?
Yeah, that's gonna bug a lot of people.
It definitely is.
Quiet, you!
See y'all in about 10 minutes. And we are back. So far, our Nexus of Knights have made it to Ferric. Even though there were a couple of close calls as they were navigating the flux from Eaststone to Ferric, heroically and epically, they managed to get to the besieged mining city of Ferric. Knights. This place is currently under siege. Cannons are being fired. Apparatus are falling. The fear is almost palpable. Tell me, what do you all do?
Well, I assume we should start heading towards all the screaming. I'm focusing more on trying to find my sister.
Sounds good. Anyone want to do anything different?
Yeah, kind of thinking I'm going to go back airborne and get a little better look at our enemy from that, specifically that ship that's causing us all the H&D.
Most definitely, definitely. Right now, you guys are all completely connected. Telepathically, physically, emotionally. All of you fear the fear and apprehension coming from Zakaf. The worry and concern that he has for his sister Kasadi. While at the same time, everyone feels the strength and focus that's coming off of Roulette, Knight of the Dragoon. You guys are all able to help each other through this connection of the Nexus. And with that, you immediately all know what each one is to do. So, Kath, you're going to do your best to get into the actual fortress of Ferric to see if your sister is okay, correct?
Sounds about right.
Roulette, you're going to transform from night mode to Aetherwing mode and begin to survey the area to provide the information to the rest of your Nexus, right?
Yep.
Sunderer, Imp, what are you two going to do?
That's a good question. Honestly,
Be honest.
he's gonna look for his sister, but if she's in her apparatus, we should be able to feel that with her Nexus.
This is true.
While that may be the case, that doesn't mean I want to stop looking for her if she's not in her apparatus. Seems like that's a bit more of an important thing if she's not. Just saying.
To you, it's more important, but we have a giant ship murdering a bunch of people. So I'm more of the mindset of dealing with the ship.
All right.
I'll take up Overwatch position then. And as soon as we get some more information from the sky above,
Mm-hmm.
then for right now, I'm just going to provide Overwatch.
No problem. Sounds perfect. All right. Knights, now is the time. I actually need you guys to, once again, roll initiative.
Testing flux, you said?
Testing flux.
Oh, wow.
Jesus Christ, this thing hates me tonight.
Let's see, you're in your Aether Wind. Roll again. You roll with advantage on flux tests.
This is true.
Oh, nope. I hope that's the only one I rolled tonight.
Alrighty. Ha! This is hilarious.
Wow.
Actually, I was on the wrong screen. I was trying to scroll and it wasn't working. I'm like, what's going on? Oh. That's just the wrong
Even
screen.
worse.
I mean, at least you don't get the failure. It just you don't go first. You go after the enemy.
Hey, as long as
Right.
the failure's on initiative.
Most definitely.
Hope it stays that way.
Okay. So, let me see if I have this right. The Imp and Sunderer are going to go before the enemy. And the Aether Cap and the Dragoon are going to go afterwards. Is that correct?
That's what the numbers are showing, yep.
All right, just want to be sure. Sounds good. Imp. Jeller. Immediately you slip into the ethereal and you appear on one of the corners of the fortress of Ferric. Now you're actually able to see the battlefield and all of the fallen apparatus of the defenders of Ferric. At the moment, there's too many to count, but there are still knights left. These apparatuses that they're using, they're not of the quality that you're accustomed to, that you're using. These almost seem put together. But it's easy to distinguish these brown apparatus of the defenders of Ferric apart from the darkened, the blackened ones that are being launched from this airship that is just hovering more than far distance away off of the fragment of Ferric. Yet its cannons are still able to reach and damage the fortress walls. You do see one lone commander constantly trying to rally his forces, telling them to hold the line. A few of the defender apparatuses have actually fallen back to the gates. Some are even trying to climb the wall to get inside of the fortress to get away from the fight. The morale is so low. Hope is being lost. But so far, that is what you see. Tell me, Imp, do you do anything?
Well, since I've got a pretty good vantage point here, actually I'm going to do another quick Aether step along the wall to kind of get a better vantage point from this one. And you know what? Kind of help out the commander a bit because he is trying to rally his troops together. I'm going to show them that they're not alone by picking off one of these other apparatus, their enemy.
Ah.
So.
Oh, right. You going to Aether step or are you going to parkour?
No, I'm just going to Aether step, so I'm going to test my Nexus.
All right. Immediately.
We're fine.
And you appear effectively above the gates. At about far distance away from you, down on the ground below, you do see the commander. And he is like, hold the line, man! No, we can't let them get by us! As he's engaged in melee right now. And seeing as how his apparatus is already smoking, already heavily damaged, seeing the other members of his Nexus are probably gone because you are able to see their smoking apparatuses all around him. He's definitely in a bad source. You aim your loadcaster and go ahead and test your flux.
Let's help him out. And it's at advantage. And we're just going to forcibly make that succeed by dropping my Nexus die.
Right, you go ahead and put that loadcaster onto your buckler. Then unfold the shoulder stock. Take off your hat, put it to the side, say clever girl. No, I'm joking. All right.
Clever girl. And the first hit is going for 10 damage.
Yes. One of the brigands' black apparatus pulls out this wicked-looking scimitar and locks blades with the commander and is beginning to press in on him. Steam is shooting out the back of his apparatus as it is just losing power. It no longer is able to draw upon the energy of his own Nexus as it goes down to one knee. And then all of a sudden, the shoulder explodes off the brigand's apparatus. It goes reeling back, spinning a full 360 and stumbling another step back as you blast it off of the commander.
Right round, baby, right round.
All right. The fight at the moment stops. people stop and they look up to see your imp mech glowing on top of the gates. You put your lowcaster onto your shoulder and stand up tall and proud. Roll Hearth with advantage.
Oh boy, Hearth is my dump stat.
My talker isn't here until tomorrow.
This could only go so right. Yeah,
Is that a success or a failure?
No, that is a failure.
Got you. And so with that, as you're standing tall and proud, one of the brigands yells, "It's just an imp! Get him!" And then the fight resumes. Sunderer, oh, sorry, that is, Sunderer, what do you do next?
Oh, that was glorious. Go back up my butt.
Oh, right. When you say back up your butt, what does that mean? Are you
Back up my buddy.
And by doing what?
I'm gonna go over to where the imp's at and wait for the nearest guy.
Well, the imp is currently a bit far from the battle. He is actually on the above the gates, on the walls of Ferric right now. A lot of the fighting is taking place on the ground. Luckily, they don't have any Dragoon apparatuses. But, so you want to climb the walls and join him up there and stand tall and proud as well?
Sure.
Really? Okay. You can go ahead and engage these other brigands if you so desire. The choice is definitely yours. You tell me.
How many brigands are there?
So far, you are able to count 7.
Okay. We'll just start smacking down some of these.
Oh. Are you going to run up to one of them and engage them in melee, or?
I'm gonna move, shoot, and then as I get closer.
Got you. All right, go ahead and test your flux. Let's see how well you are with this real load caster. Fire your load! Yes, with a 5, your load definitely hits. How much damage did your load do?
One.
Oh boy.
It's just
It was a small load, as it turns out.
Okay, I can add. I'm gonna add to that because I have Shatter Fist. When you deal damage, you can roll your Nexus die once and add that result to the damage.
Oh.
I don't think
Nice.
it affects the Nexus. It just adds damage. For 5 points.
Nice. And so, you go charging in. As soon as the fight resumes, after everyone stopped for just a moment to look up and see the imp there, and it was like, oh, it's the baby apparatus. It's the baby Radis. Finish these guys off! And immediately the brigands begin just hammering on the defenders of Ferric, when all of a sudden, kaplaya! One of the brigand mechs looks over at its left arm that actually was holding an axe and realizes the arm is missing, and it looks over and they all see your massive Sunderer charging in, firing your low cannon. Kapaya! Kapaya! Kapaya!
That's my baby imp.
You say that is a good one. And 5 other brigands, they see this. You blew off me arm!
It's just a flesh wound.
Dusk Ravens, get him! All right, and immediately 3 of them kick over the defenders that they were engaged in battle with, and they get all around you within close range, Sunderer. Okay. Only 3 of them, so go ahead and test your stone as they begin swinging their swords. One even has a mace. All right, and test again. All right, we're looking good. One more time. All right. Only 3 points of damage are coming in. Do you want to use any shield die?
Yeah.
So, they begin hammering. You begin parrying, utilizing the massive arms of your Sunderer. And with a 5, even this one blade that was getting ready to stab directly into the heart of your apparatus, you turn just right, deflecting the blade. Two of the brigands look at the imp. They kind of look towards one another. They realize that the imp could do some definite damage. They know the capabilities of it. They immediately take out their low cannons, begin firing onto you. Imp, test your flux twice.
Oh boy. Yeah, they miss.
Yeah, I see both of the rolls, a 9 and a 10. As the incoming rounds start flying towards you, you immediately leap up, spiral, and flip in the air, and you land back where you were, but dodging all the blows. The last 2 remaining of the brigands, they finish off their defenders, stabbing them through their cores, causing a puff of smoke to come out and the lights to die among their apparatuses. More hope seems lost. The commander, he attempts to get up. The rest of you, on to me! The cavalry is here! Keep fighting! But those last 2 see the commander, and they really attempt to extinguish all hope and begin to head towards them. Luckily enough, they were a far distance away, and their entire turn is charging towards the commander, getting ready to end his existence. Dragoon! Roulette, you're currently flying in, and you are aware of all of this. What do you do?
These enemy mechs dropping out of the ship, or...
Well, no, not at the moment.
Okay, so it's just its cannons are firing and hitting things.
Yeah, the cannons of the Sky Freighter are currently, they're targeting the walls of Ferric, specifically.
How many cannons am I looking at?
So far, 2.
2 cannons.
Yep, 2 load cannons.
Let's see. Activating flaming weapon.
Oh.
Adds an additional D4 when I hit.
Mm-hmm.
I will be doing project flame as well.
Oh.
For ongoing damage. And let's see, mobile strike.
You will have to test your Nexus die with your flaming weapon first, so...
Yep. Let me see. Symbol. Checking Nexus.
All of your stuff is fairly easy. It's all D8s.
Yep.
Ooh. All right. So go ahead, hit it, !R space D8, and roll it.
Oh, and you Nexus Surge.
Oh, no.
Well, can't you
Ouch.
choose to Nexus Surge?
You automatically Nexus Surge when you roll max.
Okay, that also does drop his Nexus dice down by 1 step too.
It does, but now he invokes his kin ability.
Let's see here. If I recall, Roulette, you are Cloven, correct?
Yep.
And so the Cloven's Nexus Surge ability is called Spirit Link. And what it says is you get to choose an ally within far range, and so far that is the bulk of your Nexus there, the bulk of your party. And you can choose to roll against one of their aspects, one of their stats, in your next
or I
test to
also have-
attack, right?
Under kin ability, I also have Askara's Lament. When you make a test, you can choose to roll it with disadvantage. I should have probably mentioned something to that before I started rolling.
Well, so far you've only rolled your Nexus die, and that has activated a surge. Now, the real question is this. You want to attack this Sky Freighter, correct?
Yep.
Awesome. And are you going to transform into your night mode and stab it with your lance? Or, if I recall, you said you wanted to, what was it? Project Flame. Now, Project Flame...
Mobile Strike.
Say that again?
It's under the Dragoon abilities of Mobile Strike.
Right,
is what I wanted to do.
Definitely. Okay, coolness. Yes, you could definitely do that. Okay, but with a Mobile Strike, I still need to know how you're attacking. Because, as in, are you going to fly towards it in your Aether Wind form and pretty much, like, start to cut into it with your wing, now that it's a flame?
Something like that.
Well, I like that.
The overall thought was cut and run.
Okay.
Hit and run is... that goes.
Now, with your Spirit Link, through your Nexus, you can actually utilize Sunderer's Stone, which is, you would have to roll under 15 instead of rolling under your 14. Giving you a better chance. Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Sounds good. This is actually a pretty unique move.
On D20, right?
Yes, roll D20.
Please be nice.
Oh! Ooh. Crit 1!
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
So that's on the Mobile Strike. It's a +2, so that's D8 +2 there.
Yeah, so it's a D8 +2, and you were all the flame and everything, right?
Which means another D4.
Okay.
Jet flame on top of that. Well, that's what caused the surge. I'm not sure how this system works.
It's all right. We'll worry about the project flame later because that's a separate attack. That's almost like your apparatus spewing fire. That's what that is. That's not something you attach to attack. It's an attack by itself.
Yeah, and that's up to 3 targets.
Yeah, so we're not going to really do that this time because you can't add flame to flame like that, right? But this is effectively with a crit 1 while in Aether Wind form, where your lance is the nose of your jet effectively. It bursts into flames and you are effectively a phoenix. And you are going to go through this ship. All right, so roll the D8, roll the D4, and add a +2.
The D8 +2 for 6. And
with that net one, doesn't he double his base damage dice too?
I wasn't sure if it was base. I was going to double the whole thing.
Okay, well, you do you, boo.
Definitely. All right, so right now we are at 6. Go ahead and roll that D4. Oh!
Or another. Wow, nice. So there's 10, and if you're doubling it, that's 20 points.
That is 20. So immediately you come arcing in, burst into flames, and fly through the front of this blackened sky freighter. More explosions happen along the side and top of it. The rest of the brigands that are down on the surface of Ferric, they immediately stop and turn as your dragoon emerges from the other side of their sky freighter and is arcing around.
Emitting a really loud eagle screech.
America. All right. Awesome. That was quite the attack. I think that is your turn.
That would be my turn.
Ethercap. Zakaf. Though the attack from the Dragoon has drawn a lot of attention, those other two brigands that are getting ready to slay the commander are still heading his way. Right now, it seems as if you are the only thing that's going to be able to stop them.
And how far away am I from them?
They are near, actually, to you.
Interesting. Well, so if they're so close, I don't have to worry so much about moving or anything like that. So I will activate my spiderlings.
Mm-hmm.
Or a Nexus die. Which is fine. So I now have the D4. And then, is any one of those brigands kind of standing out more, or are they just brigands?
They're just brigands.
Alright. Well, I'll be testing my flux to do a snare against them.
Oh! What do I need to know about the snare?
That's what I use to pin people in place and give them advantage on the attacks.
Oh.
I'm webbing them. Ooh, no, that did not work out well.
Mm.
And I think I have to test my Nexus again. Yes. Guys, I'm so helpful!
Yay!
And so, as these brigands are charging towards the commander, as he is attempting to get back up to his feet because he was kneeling, immediately this ball of etheric web lands behind the charging brigands.
I still have one more thing I can do.
And what is that?
I can drop my Nexus die to give me an additional action.
Do you do so?
I might as well. I don't want that captain to die. That'll not necessarily be good. So I will try to snare again.
Hmm.
Grab something real quick. Be right back.
Uh-huh.
It also failed.
All right. You're lobbing etheric web after these charging brigands, but it doesn't seem to affect or attach to them. This may be the end of the commander, but that brings us back to the top of the initiative order. That brings us to the imp.
Well, I see what the outer cap is doing, and I can see that the commander is he might be in a bit of trouble.
You mean flailing in the wind?
Yes, flailing in the wind majestically. Unfortunately, I don't think Majestic is going to save him, so we will instead. So I will Aether step to another part on the ferric bulwark. So I'm at a different spot from where I was attacked. And test my Nexus. We're okay.
Yes.
And first shot, I'm taking at one of the charging brigands.
Roll.
And it is at advantage. And that is a 2. And 2d10 for 8 points of damage.
Oh. That is mighty indeed.
Indeed. And then we're actually going to invoke the light weapon property.
Oh. Shooting him again, are you?
Oh, I'm shooting someone else.
Oh, you're gonna shoot the other one.
I'm gonna shoot the other one. Now, unfortunately, I don't have advantage on this one, but
it still hits.
And because I'm doing that, my damage die goes down a step, but that's okay because it's an additional 6 points.
Shit, get in.
And immediately, as soon as they get to the commander, as he's getting ready to fight them to his last dying breath, they lift up their weapons and immediately God, tink, chink, chink, as they start taking fire from above. Sunderer.
Stay in the fight, Commander. You're not done yet.
I'm sorry, I like that little bit of roleplay. Nice. As a matter of fact, go ahead and test your hearth with advantage. In the meantime, Sunderer, what do you do?
Well, I got 3 assholes next to me, and I like the Ponto's tactic here, so I have my gauntlet. I'm gonna use my Devastator so I get advantages on my next attacks.
Mm.
And we're gonna just start waylaying on these guys.
Nice.
My heart does nothing.
All right. You go ahead, you try to encourage the commander, to stay in the fight. And he looks at you far away, shooting at a distance, like, yeah, that so helps me right now. As he engages in melee with these guys, clank, clank, while over in the corner, surrounded by these brigands that are just hammering on him. Ooh. You know that 5 hits. Roll that damage.
For 12 points of damage.
Oh!
Invoking my lightweight light weapon property.
Wait. Before you do that, do you want to describe how you just wreck one of these brigands?
After I do my devastating stomp, let's just say a nice elbow went right into the face.
Ooh, nice. Wait, are you doing like the Muay Thai Tony Jaa stomp?
Yeah.
Or are you doing like the people's elbow?
We'll do the
Combination.
Sorry, say that again, Draco.
Muay Thai stomp.
Right. And with that, you stomp and immediately they stop attacking you like, wait a minute, what's that? As all of a sudden the lights of your apparatus shift from their previous pink color to burning red. They begin to back up a little bit, and just as one is getting ready to do something, immediately your Sunderer's elbow goes through its head. There's a puff of smoke, and the apparatus kind of twitches a little bit before finally falling over. What do you do next?
Well, invoking my light property on my gauntlet. Oop.
Whoa, that was almost a crit.
And this will go down to a D10. And it's just going to be the next guy in line. We'll throw a knee at him.
Oh.
With the clinch.
Got you. For 5.
Nope, because I have Shattered Fist,
Oh?
which lets me use my Nexus die to increase the damage.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, for 7 points of damage.
Nice. And so after your elbow goes through the first brigand, the other ones that are currently stunned, they don't expect your Sunderer to move with such speed as all of a sudden you spin, grab the next one, and your knee just gets shoved into its torso. The pilot inside of this apparatus gets rattled, and he bounces back and forth inside of his cockpit. Good stuff. Good stuff. But that is your turn, correct?
That is my turn.
And with that, it is the enemy's turn. The 2 brigands that are surrounding the commander. They lift up their scimitars and spin it so that the blade is pointing downward towards him. The commander looks back at you, Imp, and also at you, Sunderer. And even though he's not part of your Nexus, he yells out, "Protect Beric!" as the blades pierce his apparatus. His frame leans back. The lights go out. The commander's sword falls from his hands. Those two brigands begin to cheer. The other two brigands that are around you, Sunderer, attempt to fight back, breaking your clinch and trying to shove their blades into you. Go ahead and test your stone twice. The first blade comes in and you knock it away. The second one is going horizontally, trying to cut your torso off. And with another 7, you're able to get that knee up and block that blade. The remaining brigands actually begin heading back towards the edge of this fragment. As soon as they get to the edge, lines of etheric cables begin to shoot out towards them, which they grab, and they begin to be pulled back into the skyship. All of a sudden, from the smoking front of the skyship, a couple of portions of it jettison off, and a larger cannon emerges. This one doesn't seem like any type of load cannon that you've seen, not like the ones that are flanking the ship. All of a sudden, you see little balls of energy, blue energy, begin to collect near the end of the barrel of this new type of weapon that you haven't seen before. Before finally, this blue beam sweeps across the battlefield and the walls of the Fortress of Ferric. I need everyone to test their flux with a +2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm alright.
Uh-oh, Sunderer, what's going on?
Ty, if you're still in Aether, you're flying for me. You still have advantage.
This is true.
Okay. Yep.
All right. So, it seems as if the Nexus is taking 11 points of rupture damage as the beam sweeps across the battlefield. It only pegs 2 of you. But since you get... Yes?
Is he not able to spend shield dice?
Oh, you are so correct. Thank you for bringing it to my attention.
Yeah, we're good. Although he does lose 1 shield dice.
This is true. As the beam is just chewing up and incinerating the ground, as it swoops across you, Sunderer, you manage to get your fists up and block some of the beam, even though it melts some of the armor of your apparatus. And with an 11 Dragoon, you actually managed to evade the beam, correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
What am I? Yeah.
No problem. But just as some of the frame of Sunderer's apparatus begins to melt, you guys all feel it. But with that, more of the walls of the Fortress Ferric crumble. After that attack, it seems the skyship is pulling away. Floating backwards, leaving this battle. The brigands left behind, they begin, what about us? Dragoon.
But they're still within range, though, right?
As in the brigands?
And it might.
No.
Yes.
The ship.
The ship is actually within far range of just the Dragoon right now.
No.
But Dragoon, it is your turn. What? You're still in Aether Wing mode.
Same attack as last time,
Mm.
but this time I want to target their engines.
All right. You can go ahead and attempt, but remember to add +2 to your roll. You swoop around again, once again igniting yourself a flame.
And let's see, I need to do a D20 on this, right? +2. Where am I?
Yes, you do. But also, let me double check real quick. Don't forget to test your Nexus die. So roll that D8.
Yeah, that's whatever. D8. Roll.
No, he's fine.
Good to go there.
Most definitely. Yeah. And now
The
go
D-
ahead and you are crashing into it again, correct?
Yep.
All right. Test your stone.
Oh, goddamn.
Ooh.
I mean, doesn't he have that option to downgrade his Nexus die to make sure that it automatically hits?
No, that's my ability.
Oh, that's yours. Okay.
Yeah.
He's cloven.
It's hard to remember which ones have what.
Choose an ally with the. Can I do that Nexus Surge again?
No. I'm sorry, man. All right, your Dragoon begins arcing, getting ready to make another collision run, trying to go through this skyship once again. When all of a sudden, as you're closing in, you get to see it slowly sink into the Aether, similar to how the Imp Aether steps. It is going into the portal, and you're getting closer and closer and closer, but it vanishes right before you fly through it.
Check in. I'll flip back towards the rest of the group.
Most definitely.
And those poor dummies that are left behind.
Enter Cap. The Cap. What do you do?
How far away are the brigands left?
There's a pair of brigands that are... Actually, they're the same. They're still near.
Okay.
Yeah, right now, they're not even really paying attention to you. They're more yelling at the skyship that disappeared.
You know what? I think it's about time I get up close and personal and start smashing them with a giant wooden wall.
Go ahead and test your strength. Sorry, test your stone, excuse me. Oh!
Oh.
There goes that crit one. I don't know why you're +2, but yeah.
Because it's a heavy weapon.
Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me about that.
It's literally a spiked wall I'm smashing somebody with.
Cold damage. Go ahead and roll your damage. Roll your crit damage.
Plus D4, because my Legion dice is up. Plus 2. Okay, well, if you're doubling it, it's 22.
He really is just another brick in the wall.
Do you want to describe how you dispatch this one brigand?
Basically, while he's not paying attention, all you hear is dunk, 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 dunk. Ah! As double-handed, I bring the spikes of the giant mantlet down and just pin him through the chest to the ground.
Ooh.
And let the spider swarm finish ripping him apart after that.
Oh, that's cold business. Are you trying to say they are tearing into him like Siafu ants?
Once they get inside, it's quick business.
Oh. So as he is screaming in pain from being ripped apart, do you do anything else?
Are these the last two guys?
Effectively. Well, actually, no, there's two that are around Sunderer as well, but...
Okay.
Yeah, they're shitless right now, though.
Yeah, I'm just curious if I want to burn that Nexus to make another attack.
You know you do.
I do, because it's right at the end of combat.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
do it. I probably won't get as lucky again with another melee attack, though, but we'll just keep this train rolling.
Dude, you got a crit one, man. Rejoice. All right.
Oh, that succeeds. My stone is 14.
Yes. Roll damage. Right. Oh crap! You still have your Legion die. Oh no. Oh no. This might hurt.
Only for another 6 points of damage.
Okay. You want to describe that hit?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull the mantlet out of Buddy and bring it back around and try slashing him across the chest with it as the spiders start jumping on him next.
Oh. Most definitely. And after slashing across him, you do kind of open up his apparatus, and you're able to see the cloven pilot inside, as a matter of fact.
I'm going to scream, "Eat them, my pretties!"
Or inside, he's like, no, 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 no! But as he is, of course, screaming and frantically in panic from about to be being eaten alive, you do notice that there's a device attached to the back of his head that seems very similar to something that the Chimru would use. That's not your standard apparatus tech right there. But that's for a different part of the story.
Fine, you never.
Imp!
Yo!
Jeller, what do you do?
Let's see. So we still have the two that are around the Sunder, right?
Yep, Ettercap and Sunderer have 2 on them.
All right.
Well, I'm sorry. Wait. The Ettercap only has 1.
Fair enough. Let's see.
He
The
is
ones
outnumbered.
around. So the ones around the Sunder, were they the ones that were around the Ander at one point?
No.
No?
No.
So I haven't. All right. That tells me what all I need to know right there. So obviously I'm going to Aether Step, get a better position. Test that. We're still fine.
We're still fine. The Nexus is still holding strong.
Still holding strong. So first attack is gonna be on the one to his left.
Which hits? Sunderer's left?
Sunder's left, yeah.
Awesome. Roll damage. I see that hit.
Yep, and then it's Dapplage. Let's see, 2d10.
Oh!
14.
Oh, what? How do you defeat this one?
Oh, let's
Paint me a
see.
picture.
The shot go. So I line up the shot. I have the lowcaster steadied with my one arm on the shield. Get him right up in my sights. This is for the commander, and right through the middle. And when the shot explodes on the chest, it cracks, splits him in half.
Oh!
And the halves just fall to both sides.
Plop, plop. Oh.
Then the light property, which then I'm going to re-aim at the other guy.
You go
For
ahead,
another
pull the slide back.
Pull the slide back, and
Yeah, right.
and because I haven't hit him yet, that's 2d8, and that's 11.
Oh. You know what? I mean, go ahead, describe the hit, and describe also how this band is like, this Radis is practically gone.
Oh, this one's practically gone, eh?
Paint a picture for me.
Ooh, so after the first one had just split apart and cracked open. Pretty sure Buddy watched exactly what happened. See who took the shot. He was gonna make a fuck this. I'm out. I'm running.
Right?
Yeah, no. First shot goes behind his leg.
Oh.
And another takes out the other leg. I'm slowly picking off each limb. There goes an arm.
Oh.
There goes the other arm. Then the legs again.
Oh.
So finally, he's just just a slump on the ground, a head and torso.
Oh.
Yeah, the head's gone next. The final shot goes through it.
We will see, though. Remember, he has 1 resolve left.
Oh boy.
Sunderer! What do you do?
Well, he ain't going anywhere.
I'm gonna sunder.
You go to sunder his head from his torso. Okay.
Well, if you want to, actually, I had a line for this.
Hmm?
Your Nexus will only know a slow death. As they
Nice.
start peeling him apart.
Did you say peeling him apart?
Yes.
Kind of like a banana made out of metal.
Oh, so you just go ahead and get your Sunderer's huge banana hands in there and start peeling off the metal pieces, exposing the pipe core. And of course, he's in his seat just, with this strange kind of insectoid thing attached to the back of his head that you've never seen before. But either way, he's like, no, 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 no! Are you peeling the pilot within?
Well, if I understand these apparatus, he's already feeling a lot of pain.
He is. He is. Screaming in pain, feeling what his Radis feels. By the time you actually get to him, he only has 1 more scream left before finally you see his eyes rolling to the back of his head.
Ooh.
Do you do anything else?
I'm gonna pick him up.
Okay, you're gonna pick up the torso and do what with it?
Isn't there one guy still up?
Yes.
I'm gonna throw it at him.
Just don't hit me.
I don't. Yeah, don't.
No, that'd just be hilarious.
Yeah, don't roll a 20. But yeah.
Don't get any on ya.
Even though I am not sure if you let's see here, the throw stuff. I'm going to say flux, man. Yeah, test your flux. Well, you go ahead, you pick up the torso, you aim it just right.
Yeet.
Oh,
Yay! Treat for my daughter.
so I got advantage on this.
Say that again.
David, so I get advantage.
Yeah.
Oh!
Woo! Woo!
12 or so.
Roll that damage.
For 3. That's good torso damage.
That's good torso damage, right? As the last guy, he's like trying to back away from the Aether cap, and all of a sudden, he looks over and he is like, Kovac? And the torso of this like peeled open torso of an apparatus goes flying towards him, and it effectively bear hugs him and causes him to stagger backwards, taking 3 more points of damage. And with that, as he tears off that Radis that was just thrown at him by Sunderer, he's looking about the battlefield. The rest of the defenders of Ferric have finally regrouped at the gates. The front row kneels and aims their lowcasters while the row behind them go ahead and target him. And then he sees the imp high above the Sunderer, still red hot, and the Aether cap turning around as the rest of its swarm is fresh from the kill and returning to their housing. The last of the brigand, he puts his hands up.
I'm
Parla-
down right
Parlay?
behind him.
Parlay? Parlay? Parlay?
We don't negotiate with pirates.
Dragoon, what do you do?
And down right behind him, and I mean within inches behind him, and give him a good hard shove forward.
Mm.
Oh, smash.
Transform as I lay him down,
Mm.
smash him into whatever's in front of him.
It's me.
Oh,
It's me with the mantlet, a big spiky wall of logs.
oh heavens. Go ahead and tag team this guy. Both of you test your stone with advantage.
Yeah,
Right.
Mine's actually disadvantage on this.
Yes! Crit! Crit!
donkey kicker.
mm,
I know he's dead, but I need to know by how much.
yeah.
It's 20 points of damage for me.
Woo!
What would I roll for damage on him? Because I just shoved him.
It's all right, man. It is all right. Well, there you go ahead, and like you said before, you come plummeting down in the form of the Aether Wing, like a jet, still covered in flames before finally the flames extinguish. You rotate, the legs come out, the arms come out, the wings retract, and you land right behind this guy, and with a huge shove, this brigand goes flying face first towards the Aether Cap and his spiked wall of a shield. The Aether Cap reaches back. Alloy, take the description from there.
Well, as he gets pushed forward, I take this opportunity to just kind of like leverage the mantlet in front of me, angled directly towards him, and with my kind of third arm on the back, I kind of wave at him, and this legion of spiders jumps over him, and they get inside the suit.
Oh no!
As it's pinned upon the big spiky mess of my wall, they get inside and go straight for the meaty bits. Yeah, I believe a term is called pecking order, and he is the lowest of it.
Ooh.
Pecking order.
I can parlay to that.
Most definitely.
Really dig these little robots.
But, but with that, the fight has ended. And for the moment, the day is saved. Ferric still stands.
That was a pretty good practice.
Definitely. Right now, you guys all kind of regroup. You're
So
able-
much better than beating the shit out of you guys.
The field of battle is covered with craters. These huge troughs cut by that beam coming from that black sky freighter. Broken defender apparatuses. Plumes of smoke. You guys all feel it now. The connection that you had from before. You are able to close your eyes and know immediately where the others are. You feel the Nexus connect. And swirling within all of your consciousness, the name of a new banner is beginning to form. But before that name is fully materialized, before you're able to grasp it, the gates open. Some of the people, the repair crew, they become flooding out, tending to the few remaining apparatuses that are still functional. And then finally, a noble. You're able to tell from his beautiful clothing. He steps out.
He doesn't ring when he walks. No bell.
A little bit of jangle from the jewelry. He makes sure not to step on anything gross or disgusting, but he comes out, and of course he is puny compared to your apparatuses, but he stands before all of you. Thanks be unto you, brave new knights of Ferric. Please emerge from your apparatus so that we may talk face to face, and so that I may congratulate you, and so that I may present you with these medals, for you have driven back the dusk ravens, and you have saved our precious wares, as well as our even more precious lives. Please, let me see your faces. Do you guys emerge from your apparatuses?
I'm looking back and forth between the rest of the group.
You guys are all in perfect telepathic communication. Like, this unease is kind of flowing between all of you. Like, wait a minute.
All right, one at a time. I'll do it first.
Right? And so, Sunderer, you go ahead, you slam your huge fist onto the ground before your Sunderer takes a knee. The chest opens up, the armor plating moves to the side, and you're able to step out. This noble, he's also a cloven. He kind of steps forward on his hooves and he goes, "Ah, a fellow cloven, I thought as much. I saw how you fought. Tell me, brave knight, what is your vox?"
A male.
"A pleasure and an honor, Amel." Then he looks over at the dragoon. "Tell me, do you emerge from your apparatus?"
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go ahead and drop down too.
Right. You go ahead, you stab your lance into the ground. The dragoon takes a knee, the plates open up, you come out. Another cloven. Welcome. Welcome. I see a resemblance. Are you two related?
Not by choice.
Wait a minute. That dragoon frame. Wait. Are you Rillette of the Skykeepers?
The same.
I'm definitely in the presence of a hero and almost a legend. That is excellent. He goes ahead, he turns over towards the imp. He goes, "Everyone underestimates this apparatus, but by far, sometimes it is the most lethal." Jeller, do
He
doesn't like it when people get short with him.
Jeller, do you emerge?
Yeah, I'll actually rest the lowcaster on my shoulder and on the ground as it takes a knee, while the other hand comes up with the shield and angles it just right to where when the front opens up, walks out steam and just hot air just bellows out as the flaming cauldron walks out. And you wouldn't expect it. He's a lot larger.
Oh, nice.
He's a biggin, which is hilarious considering that yes, the imp is one of the smaller apparatuses, and there's a giant guy inside.
Immediately, like with the, I love
He
it when
doesn't like it when people get short with him.
When his cockpit opens up, he has to like lean out, and he has to lower his head by a whole lot of degree. He steps out, and immediately you see this noble's eyes get huge, and he has a vessel. Is that a huge vessel of a cauldron?
Told you he didn't like it when people got short with him.
Such a big knight in such a impressive frame. As I have said before, the pleasure is mine and I am honored. He looks over at the last of the apparatuses, and immediately his head turns to the side. I've not seen this type of frame before.
Yeah, that guy will bug you.
Truly, the night must be great. Please, step forth.
The Aether cap will kind of go down on all fours, planting the mantlet in front of it, causing the cockpit to open so I can just slide out, landing on all fours, kind of like slowly walk out and stand up. But I'm a thin, dark brown color with vibrant green eyes, revealing my insect-like body.
Right.
Oh, gee, he'd bug you.
And so you go ahead and you slide out Zakaf, and his eyes grow huger, and then you see disgust on his face. Chimru. Ugh. Guards! Arrest
He
this.
yelled, I'm smacking him across the back of the head.
Right. He faints.
Send her up.
Right. Immediately, a couple of the other guards, they come out and they're trying to figure out what's happening. They're like, we heard a woman scream.
I was like,
That's a woman.
Right. And immediately they
Just
seize a
point down
cap.
at him. That's a woman.
They see the knight of the Aether cap and they begin aiming their handmade
Step
load
between them.
cannons. They're like, all right.
No hesitation. Step right between them.
Look here, knight. Move to the side.
You dare treat someone that just fought to save your filthy ass this way?
We imprison all Chimru.
You dare? Do you know who I am? He did.
And with that, finally, the noble, he starts to get up. He's holding the back of his head. He goes, wait. There's been a misunderstanding. Light misunderstanding.
Yeah, definitely now maybe my load star at the frickin' building.
Yes, there's a simple misunderstanding. Noble knights and creature,
I'll hiss at him.
I apologize. I do. Please, allow us to tend to your apparatus. For even though you have driven off the Dusk Ravens, I feel they will return. Finally, one of the other guards, he goes over to the noble. What about the other Chimru we have in chains? The noble goes, shut up!
What do you mean, other Chimru?
The guard, he speaks out of turn. He knows what he speaks of.
I'm not going to waste another moment. I'm springing back into the Aether cap.
No, wait.
Grabbing the noble by the front of his jacket
No.
and putting him nose to nose with me. You better speak up. We're looking for his sister.
Just to make my point a little bit more clear, the first thing I do when the Aether cap stands up is activate the Legion bots.
Oh, immediately they start popping off, and the guard's like, ah! And the noble's like, it's a simple misunderstanding. It's a simple misunderstanding.
Get her out here now. Speak.
About that.
Now.
Guards!
He's not
You
patient.
heard him! You heard him! You heard him! Free the other creature!
I'm going to let the one drone get real close to his face.
Alright. It begins to crawl up his body, and it's just looking at face to face. And he's, feel free to roll your hearth with advantage.
I'm rolling my shoulder.
Well, Hearth's at least a 10, so it's not the worst stat I have. Pretty close, though.
Most
No
definitely.
one wanted Earth.
Doing all you want rolling that.
They were like, oh, we're not going to use this stat. Oh, sorry, this aspect.
I got a 3.
Oh. And so, just as your spiderling from your swarm die crawls up to him, and actually, it's about the same size as him. It meets him face to face, and he's... Immediately, the cloven urinates.
Disgraceful.
The noble looks down. The spider drone looks down.
It seems the squishy one is leaking.
Wait, you guys don't leak?
Laughing.
Quite like that.
Then finally, you guys hear a kerfuffle, a little bit of a fight happening within the gates. A couple of guards go flying, and one of them screams, "She's made it to her apparatus! Run!" And immediately, you guys hear the powering up of a Bastion apparatus. And we are going to leave it here tonight.
Yay!
So,
I did a thing or two.
You did a lot of great things. What are you talking about?
I'll tell you, that first round of combat was a little disheartening.
Just a little, but it all turned out well. So, but tell me, my players, tell me, my knights, did you guys overall enjoy?
Oh, as per usual, it's a good time. We at least know how to keep ourselves amused at the very least.
Most definitely.
Aw.
But tell me, Typhoon 44, pilot of the Dragoon apparatus, also known as the Vox Roulette, previously of the Skykeepers, but now of a new Nexus, tell me, Typhoon, did you have any session highlights?
Oh, wow. Well, there was just listening in on these three beat the hell out of each other. But actually, honestly, just flying through the freighter thing.
Yeah.
Just boom. I like that, the way that played out.
Because that played out incredibly
Evil
well.
all the way.
Most definitely. Tonto Tomahawk, pilot of the Imp, Vox of Jeller. Tell me, what were your session highlights?
Ooh. Well, I am sad that we couldn't save the commander. We at least revenged him in the most epic ways possible. You know, from WWE moves to just picking off and healing bananas of apparatuses and all that. So that was fun.
Was it a banana-ratus?
Banana-ratus. Yeah. No, it was really good. I enjoyed the combat. I really like the different species types that you get to interact with here. Because, you get the Cloven, who are they're kind of tentacle people. It's kind of cool. And then you go down to the next one. Oh, we got some insect people.
Right.
And then you got elemental people.
Right?
Like,
the kin in this are so awesome.
yeah, the Nexus mutates these people in very interesting ways. So, yeah. No, I enjoyed the different types of people, so, yeah.
Well, I did too. Next up, Alloy, Vox Zakev, pilot of the Aether Cap. Any session highlights?
Well, I would like to say that I like how different each of the frames really operates. Even before you start taking into account the attachments that you could put on them.
Right.
I really like the versatility that the few ones that they have. But as far as highlights go, I gotta say us going through the flux, I think is what you called it.
Yes.
Between doing the Spider-Man moves and the failing horribly at certain spots, I just thought that whole scene was just hilarious. And if we ever get big, I hope to God somebody animates that, because that'd be funny as shit to watch.
That would be. That would be. I mean, who knows? I mean, hey. Hit up your boy, Cobalt GM. All right. Cobalt GM TTRPG Zone on Facebook. All right. Look, Cobalt GM 5 on TikTok. Someone contact me. We got to get this animated. But go ahead. I'm sorry. What else?
And that fight at the end there, it seemed like some spots worked really well, and then other things just didn't work out. I couldn't hit the broadside of the barn with the snare, but I had a hard time missing against these other two fools.
Right?
But then as soon as it comes to putting it into practice, I crumbled under pressure.
Yes, sometimes the dice do turn against us.
Also, I really like the spider bots. I like that they're just such a cool idea.
As soon as you read it, you were like, "Oh yeah, this." You were getting ready to do something else, weren't you?
As soon as you basically described the Aether Cap, actually, you said this is the only artwork I'm not super crazy about, and you shared it as like, "Ooh, me likes."
Oh yeah, right.
Yep.
That was pretty much where that whole started.
Right, I was like, "Ooh, look at the Magus. Ooh, look at the Dragoon." You know, like, "Oh, this is the Bastion. Oh, cool with the armor plates and everything." And then I saw the Aether Cap. I was like, "Wait a minute now."
Bugs!
All right. I got a thing of spiders. I'm not sure, but Look at this. All right, but yeah, definitely. And yeah, I definitely had a good time. Yeah, it kind of sucked the commander didn't make it. And I love the attempts to kind of rally the soldiers, and it just didn't work out. I'm like, go ahead, roll your herd with advantage. Nah, it's just an imp.
Advantage.
Right. But oh my heaven, the
It's just
screaming.
an imp, and the imp succeeded.
Yeah, the sniper imp, right?
Sniper imp.
The snimp.
Yep.
But yeah, Flaming Eagle going through the front of that skyship, epic. And we have the Sunderer doing Muay Thai. I'm like, oh man, now that I want to see animated. All right. It doesn't even have to be good animation. Just like snatch a couple of scenes from a Tony Jaa movie and somehow overlap the Sunderer design on top of that. All right. I'm all for it. But yeah, this is great. This is a beautiful addition to the Mecha Hack rules. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you didn't ask Draco for his highlights.
You are so right. Dear heavens, I'm saying getting ready. Good night, everybody. Bye. Draco. Pilot of the Sunderer. You know the rest. What's up, her?
I think, like what Alex said about all the frames' different abilities. It's kind of sad though that there is no Sunderer artwork.
Yet.
Yeah. So if anyone that's part of that, I think it needs 4 arms. Or 6. That'd be cool.
Mechanical Goro.
Or Natsura. Like the way I imagined it is, so if you read the description of it, it has like enhanced
limbs. It's a reinforced limbs.
The Sunderer is a battle-ready frame that eschews agility in favor of ruinous damage. Its powerful reinforced limbs are outfitted with Aether-powered augmentations capable of crushing rock and shattering chitin.
Yeah. So to me, it sounds like a martial arts style apparatus.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see the artwork where like the arms can like separate into multiple smaller limbs, kind of like what General Grievous does when he goes into his lightsaber stance. I think that'd just be cool.
Honestly, I'm thinking he looks a little bit more like Jack from Tekken, but that's a different story.
But for the most part, the parkouring adventures did not go so well. That was great. Mostly because I was the one falling.
Yeah.
Which when you describe, oh yeah, there's these floating rocks. Like before we even went over there, I'm like, that's my weakness. Right there. That is what's going to kill me. Like I was already prepped. Like I'm falling to my death without seeing combat.
All right, so parkouring rocks is your weakness. Lasers is Alloy's.
They don't need to know this.
Well, my flux is like a 12, so it is my second highest. But
right.
Yeah, not my strong suit though. I was like, I am not agile. I'm not supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
The minute he described the world, that's why I decided on the mech I did. I'm gonna fly my
this flies?
down.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be flying. Yeah, I'm not falling anything.
Right?
Also, kind of seeing a little bit about how the discrimination against the bug people.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense, because they're the ones closely related to the
Ogdra.
Ogdra.
Yeah, definitely.
You didn't choose the bug life chose us.
Definitely. Oh.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm liking so far. Just how the builds are coming together, and we haven't been able to fully exploit what we can do yet. But when that big ship comes back, I am looking forward to that.
Most definitely.
I'm gonna fill it full of holes.
Sounds
Woody
awesome.
Woodpecker.
Oh, all right. Let's go ahead and get out of here, people. So, thank you so much for joining us on our adventure through Aether Nexus, a playtest from Absolute Tabletop. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to play with this new set of alpha rules, and we can't wait to find out what's going to happen next, which is going to be going down tomorrow here at the live stream. So we hope you enjoy watching as much as we enjoy playing. All right, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Cobalt GM for more exciting tabletop role-playing game content. And until next time, may the Aether guide your path, and may your apparatus never falter. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Hasta la vista, baby.